So I accidentally hit the stop button instead of to zoom out. So a tractor just went by, and I'm going to start with what I actually came here to show you. So what I did was I hand pulled out all the weeds, and then I have the black weed shield. But problem is, when you cut this, you have to burn the edges or it's just going to fray. I don't have a handheld butane lighter. I also don't even have butane to fill it with. And I don't like gas and stuff. I just don't like having that on my property, other than for the lawnmower, because you got to make an exception sometimes. But I came up with a solution that I think is going to be perfectly fine. So what I did, see my duct tape? I'm telling you, duct tape is amazing. Also tuck tape, the red stuff, that stuff's amazing. Oh, up there. That stuff is like glue. Actually, tuck tape is probably much better than duct tape because that stuff is like glue. It really is extremely strong. So anyways, when I cut it, I fold the edge and then I fold it over again, and then I put duct tape across the edge. You can see the silver duct tape. So I do that on both ends, and I think it's going to be good enough and perfectly fine. So I put that down first, and then, so I'm starting here. I haven't finished my fencing, so I built that myself, but I want to come down the ramp with my fence, but I don't want to deal with angles, not doing that. So I actually have cedar wood here that at some point I'm going to drill it to the wood here, and I'm going to go up so that it's level with the top part of the deck, and then the cedar wood's going to come here. I'm doing cedar because it's not going to rot. So anyways, so it's going to come straight like this, and then I can build a fence across here, and it's straight and level with that. So until then, I don't want any animals to come and eat my plants if I can help it. So what I did was I made this first row some herbs that animals don't usually like or are also bug repellents. So at the end over here, let me just zoom in. See that? That is mint. And then over here we have lemon balm, which smells amazing. I really do love that one. Basil is also an amazing smell. I love the smell of basil. That's a Genovese basil. Then here we have an oregano that I germinated from seed not long ago. It was just a little seedling a few days ago, and now it's already like doubled in size, maybe a little bit more. And then another lemon balm, and then I have 2 basils. These were in flower pots because I didn't want to waste a bucket on them. These are Genovese basil here. And I'm hoping that will help with bugs, but also I don't want animals going up the ramp and coming through if I can help it. And then I just put my red Aztec kidney beans here for the survival seeds. Now, I've never grown beans ever, so I did put 2 in a pot because, you know, I'm limited. I'm trying to get my tomatoes and peppers and, you know, cucumbers, zucchini, those really more important things that I use more in buckets. So I just put 2. I only had 2. And look at them. They've already got a lot of growth on here. I mean, look at this. Isn't this cute? So these are doing fairly well. It's a cute little purple flower. It's so pretty. But these are doing fairly well. Very pleased with them. These are the ones that the seeds were shrink wrapped in a Ziploc bag for outside, and they're amazing. Like, there's only 1 leaf with 2 leaves with, well, okay, there's a couple little bug bites, but I'm also testing the theory about if you have healthy soil, you won't have bugs. Well, I have extremely healthy soil because it's pure manure and cow and chicken manure. But it takes time for the plants to absorb the nutrients in the manure. So I don't expect to automatically not have bugs. So I think it does take time, but then once your plants have really absorbed the nutrients, then I think that's when we're going to see the reduction in bugs. So this next row here is all Mariana paste tomatoes and a mint. So what is, this one, it's so small. Okay, no, it is, oh, it is, yeah, it is Mariana. I forgot, because I did have a little runt. But they were all germinated at the same time in the same bucket, and then they were transplanted. And the ones that had the smallest little thing that was transplanted in are the biggest ones. So the ones that got the big bucket, like that one got a big bucket and it's so tiny. But I want to show you something. Look at this one. Wait. To go. Okay. This one here is huge. Look at that. So this one here was in a really tiny little plastic lid, and look at the flowers. See that? And this one here. So it was just really interesting to see the difference in size based on the container. So oh my gosh, there's a little bee hovering around here. I think it's a leaf cutter bee, or no, it's not. That's not even a bee. That's one of those things that sting me. See if I can get it on here. Right there. You see that? Those things sting, and they are horrible. So they like to sting my ear, and then I get a huge swelling, and my skin is really hot, and my inside of my ear starts to hurt. I don't like them. But pepperoncini pepper plant. So I just watered them. These here, this one here, and the back one. I swear I had like 5 of them, but I only found 2 when I was moving them. So that was a bit odd. This one here is those mini sweet peppers. They look like little mini banana peppers. I wanted to experiment. So if I saved the seeds from the organic ones at the store, I wanted to see if they're going to grow and produce, because you can get almost any seed to grow, but it doesn't mean it's going to produce anything. So I absolutely love those, and they are expensive. It was like $8 to $10. No, I think one store it was like $13 for a little bag of these. So I'm going to see, they'll look like the size of a jalapeno, or well, smaller than a jalapeno, but they're different colors, red, yellow, and orange. So I have 2 of those. I'm going to test that out. And then I have a Purple Beauty pepper. And then the rest here are Calendar peppers. I might have my Alma my Alma paprika pepper in here. So I did start with the pepperoncini peppers at the back from Survival Seeds, and then just some other peppers here. Oh yeah, I got 2 rows of peppers. Okay, so here's some more peppers. I believe I tried to put the ones that I grew from seed first. So they're mostly just the regular bell peppers. And then, yeah, they're all pretty much bell peppers. The whole other pile's on the other side. I haven't got there yet. So you can see I got 2 rows of the black weed shield down, and I got my buckets on it, and it looks a whole lot nicer than this eyesore. So it's worth it. I mean, it really is nice, but it's also close to the house, and my garden hose can reach very easily everything. And that's a big thing. I'm looking for convenience, and it gets amazing sun. So 3/4 of the day it's direct hot sun, and then the sun goes like, okay, so the sun is, where are you? Right here. Sun's here, and then it'll go like this over here, and it goes down. But when this sun, it actually goes like this, and then when it comes around here, you get light in here again. So this is a great spot for light, but it does get a little shade during the day. And that's all I have done so far here, but then I also started to move my stuff closer. Oh, first let me show you these here. So I also brought my nasturtiums. I put them in a hanging basket because they were supposed to be hanging off my raised bed. Not happening this year, but I like to keep them here so hopefully the bugs will go to it, because they usually prefer that than your other plants. And I also have, oh, there's the mint that is just there until I can get a free bucket. And there is another nasturtium. And then over here, I started bringing my plants closer because I need to be able to reach the hose. The hose actually doesn't reach over there, and so they have not been getting the water that they really should have or that they need. And I gave a lot of them a really, really good watering, and some of the tags, I think they got buried in the dirt, so I don't know what this one here is, but it's a beauty. And then over here, I'm trying to read my tag here, it's Amish paste tomato. And it's doing well. Let's see, what else do I have over here? Okay, some of my tags actually sunk in the soil, so I have to go another Amish paste. Now they just got a good watering, so they'll probably perk up a little bit more. But for things that got planted like 2 months late in the season, I think they're thriving and they're doing very well. And I have lots of flowers on them. Ew, look at this. I don't know if it's good or not, but I'm not taking a chance, so he is gone. And again, the tags, I think they fell inside because what happened is they're not getting the water they need. When you plant in buckets, these things need water almost every day, basically, because it doesn't retain water. It just drains out. And so you can see a gap in here. That is not good. And my tags sink and they fall in that gap. So now I've learned for next year, I need to plant my tags closer to, like, inside the bucket instead of on the edge. This one is a black cherry tomato. Just put that there. And I've got a whole bunch of flowers on here. So this one is doing very well. And then I have a tag here. I have to redo my tags. I can hardly see them. That's an Amish paste. And I have flowers in here. Now, I forget some of the stuff I planted, but nope, I don't have a tag here. That tag fell somewhere. And then, let's see what I have here. Oh, I actually have some things that are really starting to produce fruits. It's another Amish paste. And then, let's see if I can get the tag off of this one here. This one is a peace vine cherry tomato. So here's an interesting fact about this one. This one has a lot of health benefits that are more than just a tomato. I believe this is the one that is very high in some of the same things that are in blueberries. You see that? I have a cherry tomato. So the peace vine, I believe that's what it is. So the really good stuff in blueberries, it is extremely high in this that you're not going to get from other tomatoes. So if you're looking for a good cherry tomato that has, like, you know, more health benefits than your regular ones, you can check on the peace vine. This is a black, cherry. I think it's black cherry. Oh my gosh, look at this. No, 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 you cannot be on YouTube. No. He's trying, look at him doing a little dance. And we're just gonna go with no. Here you go. There you go. Come on. Come on, come on, come on. I'm trying to be nice. There you go. Okay. go somewhere else. So this one here actually is getting big fast, but there's an ant. So I gotta get that ant off my plant. This here is a crimson sweet watermelon. It was so tiny a week ago, and then it just took off. So I've been putting it up the trellis, but what I'm doing is, at some point, hopefully soon, I'm going to bring it up onto my deck, and I'm going to put my watermelons and pumpkin plants on my deck. That way they can actually spread out and grow on my deck, and hopefully it'll help keep animals out of there because it's mostly all fenced in. There's just a little spot that isn't fenced, but it has a better chance of growing if it's there. Here is my biggest success so far, and I'm hoping, oh, I do have a tag. Peace Vine cherry tomatoes. So here's another one of those. Look at that. There is an orange one. Can you see it? Right there. And there's a little baby growing on here, over here on this side. So I'm extremely pleased with this one because it's already producing. And I'll be honest, last year I tried to grow some tomatoes, some cherry tomatoes, and it was end of season and they were still green, just little green ones. They never even turned ripe, nothing. It was bad last year. And this is the beginning of August and I've already got some turning ripe. So I am extremely pleased and I'm not going to complain at all. A little watermelon leaf is broken, so take that off. I mean, they're just huge. And I want to see what I've got here. Oh, Amish paste tomato. I did give it a watering, so this here is just massive. So, oh, not even a week ago, a leaf was like this big, just about like this big. And within a couple days, it went like this. So it just went crazy. So this here is my Jardel pumpkin. And I want to can my pumpkin. So I'm going to chop my pumpkin up into cubes. And then I'm going to can it. And I can use it for all kinds of stuff. And you know, I also want to try and add a bit more nutrition to my food I make for my pets. So I'm going to like mash, when I make potatoes, I'm going to mix the potatoes with like canned pumpkin and then maybe some canned beets. And that's my experiment this year. I mean, I raised all my cats and my dogs on you eat what I give you and it's going to be healthy and you're going to like it. So they absolutely love it. They are used to eating healthy, natural, like stuff I make. Now, they will eat crap if you give it to them, but for the most part, they like good, healthy stuff. So I want to continue feeding them good stuff, and I want to find new ways to get extra nutrition in their food. So I'm really excited. I also love pumpkin pie, so I want to make my own pumpkin pies. There's just a little pepper that was a stick with like 2 leaves, so it's doing good. This here is, oh my gosh, here's another bug live on my video. What are you doing? Ooh, that one is in trouble. So I don't know if it's good or not, but you need to go. Come on, come on, go. Away from my cucumbers. So I'm sorry if that was a good bug, but I can't take a chance because I don't know. This one's a Boston pickling cucumber. I don't think I'll be doing pickling this year for certain reasons. I was raised heavily on pickled stuff because I loved pickles. I absolutely loved them. I ate them all the time on a regular basis. Pickles, green olives, pickled beets. I love them so much. But, you know, I've learned a whole lot of stuff that most people don't know or don't want to know and don't want to believe. But it's just completely changed my health once I learned the truth about a lot of things. And unfortunately, vinegar is a neurotoxin and it does a lot of damage to your health. So as much as I love the pickled stuff, I will do some pickled stuff because sometimes you just want a snack. Like, you just really want something. And I think, you know, even though, no, it's not good once in a while because it's just not good. But once in a while, even though I know it isn't good and I shouldn't, I just want like some pickles. If you're gonna have a hamburger once in a while, you gotta have pickles. Pickles, ketchup, onions, like it's just not gonna taste the same if you don't have some pickles. So I think I'm gonna make some just to have it, even though I won't use them very often, and for like emergency purposes when you just need to add pickles to something. And so I might do some pickled beets, but I'm trying really hard to stay away from vinegar products. But anyways, you know, that's just me. You know, people that think it's healthy and it's great and wonderful, you know, that's fine. Like, I don't have a problem. You do whatever you like, and I wish you well. And I do whatever I want, and I'm wishing myself well, because, you know, our health is all we have. If we, you know, if our health declines, nothing else matters, because we ain't going to be here. So I'm trying my hardest to make the best decisions I can. And obviously, I eat stuff that I shouldn't, but this is why I'm working so hard to be able to get things in place to be able to have better quality of food, and then I won't have to kind of be forced to eat crap, because that's all I have. You know, we all have to go to the grocery store when we don't have the things we need that we've been able to grow ourselves. So until I'm able to grow everything myself and cook everything from scratch and all that good stuff, you know, I still have to buy from the store. And every once in a while, you know, we all need some snacks, because most of us have been raised on that stuff. And it's kind of like your body is addicted to every once in a while having that snack. So it is hard, you know. Sometimes, you know, we just need some junk. And I've tried to eliminate almost all of it, but I was raised on pop since I was a baby. Like, I don't know, I think I was a year old and I was drinking pop, because, you know, my family didn't buy like juice, and they didn't encourage you to drink water. It was just pop all the time, pop. So when you're raised on that and you try to stop with the pop, it's a lot harder when you have a lifetime of that. Your body is just kind of like, I don't know. Anyways, you know, pop is the thing that I've had a hard time with, but once it's gone, then it's gone. All you do is you replace it with something else. So I took away the pop and I replaced it with pure apple juice. Pure apple juice, no water, no additives. It's high in malic acid. That is what you need for your to keep your stones soft. Everybody has stones. We have kidney stones, we have gallstones, we have stones. Our body's loaded with stones. We just think we don't have them because we're not in pain. Well, our body normally passes stones. I mean, not all of them, because we're all loaded with them, unfortunately. But what happens is, if your stones get hard, then they get stuck when you try to pass them. And then that's when you're in pain. And, well, they tell you to go have surgery. But, you know, there is a thing called Chonca, and it's extremely cheap. And it's known as a stone blaster. It's an herb, and it literally will blast your stones. Natural, cheap, easy, and fast. But anyways, I don't want to deal with that. So if you have enough malic acid on a regular basis, it actually keeps your stones soft. So it's a way to prevent having issues with stones. I don't want surgery, and I'm doing everything I can to make sure I prevent things as much as possible. So, you know, I would drink pure apple juice every single day. And that was like, it was good, because you're still getting that like sweetness, but it's natural. It's not sugar, refined sugar in pop. So every once in a while, you know, I just got to have a root beer because it's just so good. But for the most part, I've gotten rid of like pop. But, you know, there's a lot of things that I've changed, but even then they're still not the greatest. But it's just a process. So I'm trying really hard to do the best I can with what I have, and to constantly keep improving. So the more I work this year to get things established, the less work I have to do next year, and then the more successful I'll be with my gardens. So just working hard, and I will keep working hard till the end of the season. So I still have to do that section with the with the weed shield, and then I can start putting more rows in. And then I can start coming out this way a bit too, because I want to make sure I have like a row here where the end of my ramp is. I want a clear path so I can go there easily. And then I'll just start working on this side. But for now, I just want to check the rest of my plants here just to see what I have, where I can find tags. This one is a pink brandywine tomato, and it's doing fairly well. And if you notice, a lot of my stuff, especially tomatoes, there is no bug damage. So that is a huge bonus. This is my Juliet cherry tree. It was a little green stem last summer when I bought it for $13 at Walmart. And over winter, it went nuts. It started growing all kinds of branches and bark, like leaves. I mean, it actually has bark. It was just a green stem last year. So this went nuts over winter. In the spring, when I opened up my greenhouse and it was still like the snow just melted, it was loaded with green leaves and branches. So that one's a real happy plant. And then this one is huge, really huge. It has lots of leaves on it. Okay, I have a tag here. Let me just show. Okay, this one is a speckled Roman paste. So if you've never heard of a speckled Roman paste tomato, you can look that up. It's really doing very well. It's branched out quite a bit, and I have a nasturtium here. These are the peppers that I got at the store, just in case mine didn't survive, but they've been in the seed cells for so long, they turned yellow and they lost all their leaves. So I finally was able to get these in buckets, and I actually, some of them are at the back as well. And what happened is they weren't turning yellow because they were dying, or because they needed water. It's because they were deficient in nutrients and they were root bound. So I put them in manure, and within a week, that little one stick, just like, oh, I showed it on a different video, I'll show you again. A little yellow stick that was losing all its leaves, 1 week later looks like this. They are, look at this. So just in 1 week of having better quality soil, they turned dark green and they just started growing leaves like crazy. So there's all kinds of new growth coming out of them. And I will tell you that peppers are a perennial, and if you cut your pepper down, it will keep on growing. So I actually cut the tops off a lot of them, and then they just started sprouting more leaves. So these are all from the store. This here is my watermelon that has to get into a bucket like immediately. This is the same watermelon. Oh wait, no. I don't remember. It's not the crimson. It's a different one. I forget. And this here is a Girardelle pumpkin. It was grown at the same time the other one was, but this one just hasn't got a bucket yet and it needs water. Okay, here's some peppers that died a long time ago. It looked like it died. It actually didn't. It was just the leaves fell off. And when the leaves fall off, it will continue to grow new leaves. So I'm actually going to cut this when I plant it. I'll cut like this off. And it's going to grow all new healthy growth. I can hear dragonflies. And another nasturtium here. And when I pick, okay, so one thing that I learned, may or may not be true, but you're not supposed to take suckers off of determinate tomato plants. You know, your leaves are holding water and nutrients and all kinds of stuff. So by pulling those off, you're actually hurting your plant. But indeterminate tomato plants, those you can pull suckers off of. I don't. The only time I pull anything off of my plants is when it's too crowded and I want to make sure I get a good airflow. So if the leaves get wet, they can easily dry and it's not gonna, you know, create like a mold or anything. So I do pull leaves off when I want to keep the bottom clean. So I try to make sure I don't have any stems and leaves, you know, an inch on the bottom touch, like that's close to the soil. So when I would pick them out, I stuck them in here, and they should all just start growing roots. So what I'm going to do, I'm just leaving them in here I'll leave them in here for like 2 weeks or so. And then I'm just going to check them. And the ones that have already started to grow roots, then I'll replant them. So I can grow more plants from the ones I already started. I don't have to grow them from seed. And so even if I only get a couple tomatoes because it's too late in the season, it's still better than nothing. Now, oh, this is my pear tree that I bought last year that was basically dead, and I revived it. And it's got all new leaves this season. So it was late to bloom. About just like 2 weeks ago, I started seeing the leaves coming up. So it bloomed late, but I think it's going to do well. And this here is the Anjou pear tree. And this one here has a tag, and it also has flowers too. So I know it's doing well. Oh, I lost my tag. I saw a tag here, but I think it fell. Nope, I got it. Okay. This is a peace vine cherry tomato. Notice there's no bug damage. So that is an excellent sign. And then I want to show you these two. Remy from Rem's Family Farm. I think he changed it to Rem's Family. Anyways, he lives close to me, and he stopped by yesterday, and I know it looks dead, it's not. So he freshly pulled these out of the ground. They still have the roots on them. And these are blackberry plants. So I immediately put them in a bucket of manure, and this one has 2 on there. So anytime you're disrupting the root system, you know, the plants are going to have a tantrum, and so it's okay because I know it's alive. So it's just a matter of letting it establish its roots. Now, what I was thinking I might do is actually maybe the big one, I might cut it in half so that it can focus on growing its roots. And then I might scrape this here and put rooting powder, and then put this in its own bucket and cut some leaves off, and that might help it. But here's a note. Be extremely careful when dealing with blackberries. These thorns are no joke. I accidentally very lightly touched it with my finger, and it just was like a razor went through there, and it was bleeding. So be very careful. But I do have these, and I'm so excited and so proud of them. So thank you. And I have my Boston pickling right here. And then this is a blueberry. This is the Northland blueberry. I bought it last year, and then I cut it down, and it's growing back. I'm probably not going to get blueberries this year, but that's okay. My raspberry, we had a heat wave, and it just about burnt and killed the leaves. So I actually cut it all the way down, but it's still looking good. So that's going to come back. Not worried about that. And then, oh, my sunflowers are doing well. My plan was actually to extend this all the way out to the grass so that I have a natural 12 to 15 foot fence from creepy nosy neighbors who slow down and stop and stare at you and see what you're doing, what you have in your yard. It's creepy. So, but it's a lot of work, and I'm trying to focus on getting my vegetables planted. So I got at least that much done. It's a start. I got 5 planted, so you know I'm really working hard. I'm trying. So this is my tomatillo. It's the green. I do have seeds for the purple tomatillo, but yeah, you know, one's enough because I'm overwhelmed. And next year I will be growing the purple and the green. I've never had a tomatillo ever. This one here is, I can't even read it. Looks like it starts with an H, but I don't think I planted anything that starts with an H tomato. But it does say oh, I did. And now I remember. It's a Hungarian paste tomato. I mean, it's okay. But, you know, don't forget, this was just about 3 weeks ago. It was one little stick. So it's doing very well for the condition it was in. but it's nowhere near the other ones. And then this one here is a black something. So it's either a black tomato or a black cherry tomato. Another nasturtium. This is I cut my raspberry down and it's already just thriving with leaves. This is another blueberry. This is the Duke blueberry right there. And then this one here is Hardy Blue, high yielding blueberry. That one's still alive. I have more berry bushes in the greenhouse that I'm going to try and salvage, but I haven't brought them out. Look at this. I mean, this one is just nuts. I'm going to have to give this a lot of extra water. It is let me see. Amish paste tomato. So that's good to see because I want as much paste tomatoes as I can get. And over here we have the rhubarb. I just got this year. I have some growing from seed, but I wanted some that are more established, and there's an ant on it already. Good gracious. Okay. And then my grape. This is a, I forget how to pronounce it. It's a Cholhagen grape. I just got this year, and it's doing all right. A little bug damage. And then over here, can't find my tag. Oh, look at that. You can see. Can you see that? And then there's one in the back. I believe this is a black cherry tomato, but I'm not sure because I think the tag fell in the crack. So, but it is doing fairly well, and it's quite huge. But I make sure I give this lots of water because it's close. But I'm going to make sure that one keeps getting water because it's actually doing the best. The other one has it has a little orange cherry tomato, but this one is much bigger and it has more on it. So this plant is really my best plant so far. And then I still have some basils that haven't even gotten taken out of there yet. These planters actually go up there. There's lemon balm and portulaca flower because I wanted something pretty with flowers. And then I also wanted a bug repellent, and lemon balm smells amazing. So I made some more of these here. This is what I'm still working on. They didn't get planted yet, but that's okay. And then I'm gonna come over here to my work in progress. This is a bucket I keep with water, and this is where I have my zucchinis that I germinated and my cucumbers, and I have the back is eggplant, and then I also have my Waltham butternut Waltham butternut squash for survival seeds. I had to start them from scratch, so these have to get into a bucket ASAP so they can hurry up and grow. But these are doing amazing. I just have to plant them. And then I just have another thing here. I have a lot of work in progresses, but you know, I'm doing the best I can given my circumstances. This is my peppermint that I grew from seed. So nice. It just keeps growing more and more. And as I find something to repot it in, I take it out. These two are oreganos from here. Look at how many, like there's just so many coming up. So I got those done. And then this is a yellow sweet banana pepper. This is a mint, a peppermint from here. I think it's peppermint. And then, or spearmint. All that died, so that's okay. And then this here, I think is the jalapeno. One is jalapeno and the other one is cayenne pepper. But I think this is the cayenne pepper because I don't like heat. I just wanted jalapeno, no seeds, for my salsa. But this one here, I think is my cayenne pepper. So these have to get planted quickly so I can get a harvest. I want to make my own cayenne pepper. Genovese basil, I grew from seed. This is This is holy basil. You can tell the difference. Let me show you. Okay, so can you see these two here? Hopefully you can see the difference in the leaves. This one here is smooth and shiny. This one here is dull and fuzzy. You can tell, but it just looks fuzzy. Now, okay, I don't want it to go to seed. Is that a seed or is that just new growth? I'm not taking a chance. So just in case that's going to seed, because I don't know. I just want to pick these. But that there is a holy, oh my gosh. There's a smell difference too. They do smell good, but there is a smell difference. So these are all holy basil here. This is a lemon catnip. And then that there is another holy basil. And then one more thing over here I'm going to show you. So let's just go over here. This here is all the oreganos from that pot that I was able to get repotted. I just have to water them again. But I got a lot of oregano. Oh, I have to weed them too. And then my pickling cucumbers are doing great, but I have to get them in water next. So I'm gonna pick them up and bring them with me. Let me see what I forgot, because I know I forgot something. And I did. So, yeah, Boston pickling cucumber. And then over here, I do have another basil. And then over here, I have a basil and fennel. So the other one, I also have fennel too. Now fennel, the reason I put fennel in here, I have a friend in Michigan and she said that she has fennel next to her door outside and it keeps all the bugs away. So I planted a whole packet of fennel and I'm trying to incorporate it into things so that I can hopefully repel bugs. And there's some more fennel. So this is what I have so far. And I still have a lot more work to do. Let me see. I'm pretty sure I forgot stuff, but that's okay. I'll just show it on the next video. But I wanted to make sure people see, what's doing well and what's not. So when you get discouraged because maybe you put in a garden 2 months ago and maybe animals ate something or the weather damaged something and, you get discouraged. I'm in grow zone 4. Most people are not in 4. They're in lower than that. A higher grow zone, like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So if I'm still growing stuff that I just germinated from seed, I'm pretty sure you still have time. So don't be discouraged. If something ain't working out, okay, so what? You're a little late in the season. There's still so much time to grow a whole lot of stuff. Just make sure you check your varieties because look at if you want to grow tomatoes, look at the different varieties and then look at the amount of time it takes for them to go from seed to harvest. And there's cucumbers, there's zucchinis, there's pumpkins, there's all kinds of stuff that has varieties that are fairly quick, like 50, 60 days. I mean, 2 months, if I grew something now that needs 2 months, I will actually get a harvest. So if I'm going to get a harvest out of the stuff that I'm still growing from seed and that are little sprouts, then I'm pretty sure you will be successful too. So don't be discouraged. Just go ahead and try and replant your seeds and see what you can get. Think of it as a challenge. Like, okay, I'm going to plant now. Let's just see how it does. And just challenge yourself to see if you even get anything. And it's better than nothing. And it's a learning experience too. So then if you had a garden failure next year for whatever reason, then you'll at least know, well, last year I started this from seed, this month and it did really well, even though I didn't think it would, or maybe it didn't. And think of it as a learning experience for next year. So if things don't work out, then well, last year I tried to start from seed again and then this happened. So you may get an abundance of crops that you just never thought you would get. So don't give up and just get out there and replant whatever you need to replant. Oh gosh, here's what I forgot. I did not plant this. This is my red amaranth. This thing is growing out of my gravel that I never planted. So look at that. Like no bug damage other than one little spot. And it's basically a tree. Oh my gosh, there is a grasshopper. look at the learning experiences people are having today with bugs live on my video. There's a grasshopper right there. There are tons of grasshoppers this year. Crickets. Yeah, grasshoppers and crickets. There are so many. I can hear them now. I don't know if you can hear them on video, but frogs. So crickets and frogs. I can hear them. Oh, if you want to see a crow. Not a crow. Wait, is it a crow? It's a blackbird. I think those are the crows. And I have tons of them out here. So this is what I have so far. So don't be discouraged if, your property looks like this or worse. Just keep doing the best you can. And I'm getting there. It just takes time. And I still have all this manure I still have to shovel. Like, it's a lot. Oh, I'll show you real quick, actually, the one other thing. This is what I forgot. It's over here. So, last week, I got 1/4 of the raised bed weeded out. This is another project in itself. And I got potatoes planted, so I'm going to go check them. Now, if you saw on one of my last videos where I planted my sunflower seeds in front of my raised bed, you would see what they look like, and they are really growing well. These will be 12 to 15 feet tall. So, funny thing, this is hard as a rock clay. So I can dig a little bit because I put gravel on top of here. This was beautiful gravel last year or the year before. So I dug what I could, which was like 3 inches. And then that's all. I couldn't dig anymore. I can't get the shovel down there. But look at this stuff growing. How does this stuff grow in hard as a rock soil? Like, I don't get it. I don't know. It's something good in there. And so what I did was I dug the best I could, and then I dumped some manure on there, put the plant in, put a little manure on top, and then I covered it in rocks to help with weeds and to keep the sun from drying out the soil. And look at this thing. It was just a little tiny thing last week. And look at it. Beautiful. So that's an update on my sunflowers. Now I weeded out this whole section here and here. Let me just cover this up a little bit here. There you go. So, oh, look at this. We've already got sprouts here. Okay. So what I'm doing is I only put a little bit of soil, and the reason being is that when you put soil, if your leaves can grow because they want the sun, then it's going to help you get the most amount of, I keep saying potatoes. So what I do is, I can see the sprouts already. I just put a little bit of soil and I let the sprouts come through. And then when the sprouts are a couple inches tall, then I'll dump some more soil on top. And then I'll keep doing that until we get to the top. And then that lets the plant know that it's time to stop. So the plant will keep growing out of the soil a certain amount and it'll just stop. But all of the leaves that have been growing from the bottom of the soil up to the top, you're going to get your potatoes growing out into the soil. So that is what I'm doing with my potatoes. Now this here I still have to weed out, and this is amazing. This was from last year that I dumped in here because nothing grew. And this is mint. That is a huge mint plant. So I'm going to take my mint plant out, put it in a bucket, but everything else has got to get weeded. So look at all this work. This is like, I don't know, 30 something feet long and by 8. So I need help. Good gracious. I need a whole lot of help. So yeah, I'd love to have a little meetup help party here, but I'm one person. I also have spine damage. I'm not supposed to be lifting, bending, shoveling manure, all this stuff, but it has to get done. So I'm just making the best of it, and then hopefully next year will be a better year. And as long as each year is a better year than the last one, then that's how I judge success. I think it's great. So anyways, that's all I have for right now. And I'm going to get some more water, go in the house and take a break. Good gracious. It's been a day. Oh, yeah. Also, Scott from Rambling with the Brooms, his daughter was here this morning. So that was nice. And I sent him with a bunch of clippings and, a whole bunch of clippings and a couple boxes of stuff. So that was good. So I had my own little meetup. So I had a guest this morning, and then yesterday Remy from Rem's Family Farm, he stopped by. So I have my own little meetup here since I can't go to any. But that's all I have for today, and I'll see you on the next one.